In 2017, Apple did something that they've never done before. They released 3 iPhones in one announcement. The first was just an iterative launch of the iPhone 8, the next sequel of the iPhone 7. But then, at the middle of the presentation, Apple pulled a, but wait, there's more, and released the next generation of iPhone, the iPhone X. We all know what's happened with the iPhone X. It's been the standard for iPhones designed in the last 3 years. But I'm more interested in the iPhone 8. The iPhone 8, while iterative to the iPhone 7, had a lot of interesting features that were added in, including a better camera, faster internals, and a glass back for wireless charging. So I decided to dust off the iPhone 8 and see how it fares today. This is my iPhone 8 review in 2020. The iPhone 8 has a 4.7-inch display with an LCD panel. While LCDs aren't as popular today, this screen is still really good. I was really surprised at how bright and colorful it is. And now I realize that I don't really need an OLED display. There is one big problem with it though, and that's the size. It's great that the iPhone 8 can fit in one hand, but unfortunately, this is not a good phone for watching video or reading articles because everything just takes up such a small portion of the display. This has been such a big problem for me that when new YouTube videos pop up on my notifications bar, I actually just swipe them away with the intention of watching it later on a bigger display. The design of the iPhone 8 is actually my favorite design of any Apple phone. The reason is because the camera is actually a lot smaller than the iPhone X design. And as a result, the back looks a lot cleaner. That in combination with the clean glass that curves nicely into the frame makes this a very, very clean and pretty design. As I mentioned before, the other plus is that it fits in one hand. It is a very ergonomic phone and is very comfortable to use in one hand. Phones released today are a lot larger than the iPhone 8, so they're a lot more difficult to use in one hand. Despite the back of the phone looking a lot cleaner, the front of the phone definitely looks pretty outdated in today's standards. The bezels are massive, and compared to even budget phones released today, the amount of space that's taken out by the front bezel is insane. The iPhone 8 has a single 12 megapixel sensor that is more of the standard lens camera, not wide angle and telephoto that we're seeing today. This is different from the iPhone X that was released the same year and the iPhone 8 Plus, which both had telephoto lenses that enabled portrait mode. Despite having only one sensor, the sensor is actually the same sensor that you'd find in the iPhone X or the iPhone 8 Plus. For that reason, you'd expect pictures to come out of this quite strong. Unfortunately, even in 2017, the pictures coming from the iPhone X weren't top tier. As a result, in 2020, we have phones released every month that have superior cameras to the iPhone 8 or iPhone X. So what's the problem with the pictures that come out of the iPhone 8? The iPhone 8 struggles where most other phones from 2017 struggle: low light conditions. Without enough light, pictures look washed out and blurry. Side by side with any modern device, the iPhone 8 lags behind. It has a very poor amount of dynamic range, so if you're taking a picture of a dark object on a bright scene, you'll have to choose between blowing out the background or losing detail on the object. Every time I have had this as my primary device and saw a good photo opportunity, I was disappointed and longed for a more capable camera. There are a lot of people that still yearn for a small phone that fits in one hand, with big bezels so it's easy to hold on to. The iPhone 8 checks those boxes, and for a price of just around $200, the iPhone 8 is actually quite a good deal if that's what you want. In the coming weeks, Apple is expected to announce the iPhone SE 2020, or the iPhone 9, which is the true successor to the iPhone 8. It's supposed to have big bezels, a 4.7-inch display, maybe even some of the new cameras and features that we see in the iPhone 11, which is all very exciting, especially if it comes in at the expected price of $399. But frankly, I think I'm going to skip the iPhone SE 2020 or the iPhone 9 because I've realized that what really matters to me isn't necessarily the quality of the camera or the performance, because I think actually both of those are okay on the iPhone 8. Unfortunately, what matters to me is the size of the display. Until Apple can actually build a phone that has an edge-to-edge display and fits in one hand, I think I'm just going to have to opt for phones like the iPhone 11 because this is not working. Thanks for watching, and be sure to like and subscribe.